next is how the reaction of vulcanization occurs. Now particularly we will see here a vulcanization of natural rubber. Actually vulcanization of synthetic rubber is also possible. Natural rubber, those rubber which is produced from the different type of rubber trees. Particularly in Maharashtra there is in India, in Kerala particularly, the different trees of rubber are found. Then throughout the world different rubber trees are found, like guyud, brassica, different species of brassica. So these are the particularly rubber trees. From some rubber trees, from the trunk of trees, there is found the latex or the milky emulsion, which is nothing but the rubber. While in different type of trees like gutta parcha rubber, in that the Palagum gutta and Dichopsis gutta, these are the name of different rubber trees from the leaves of which rubber is produced. So that is about the production of natural rubber. While the synthetic rubber like a styrene rubber, like a nitrile rubber, like a butyl rubber, those rubber, in some cases the basic rubber it is, or the basic some ingredients are taken from the raw rubber, or we can say that the raw rubber trees, while in some cases totally the different type of artificially the different type of chemicals are used, and to improve the properties these rubbers are also useful. So in this way we have seen the rubber. Now we have to carry out process of vulcanization of natural rubber. Particularly we will see the example. So natural rubber, the basic unit of natural rubber is isoprene. So it is having such a formula: CH2C, CH3, CH2. So it's an isoprene, which is a very basic unit of the rubber, and when it undergoes polymerization it will definitely form CH2C, CH3, CH, CH2 like this. So as we have idea about the polymerization, so such type of process of polymerization occur which is having a degree of polymerization is n, means n number of molecules are there, and when these molecules are formed, these are the particularly cis isomer. That means all these CH3 type of groups, they are found in single plane of this polyisoprene. Okay, and this isoprene it is found in the coiled state, we know this thing. Now how the process of vulcanization occurs? So first of all we will write that product or polyisoprene here. So for our sake of convenience we have to write that process, and how that sulfur is added we can understand then easily. CH2, CH3, it is a polyisoprene, that's why I had wrote here a particular bond CH, CH2. So it is a single polyisoprene unit. Now second I will attach to it again CH3 doubly bonded with CH, singly bonded with CH2 like this. Then another again backbone chain I will write here CH2 doubly bonded with CH, CH2, CH2, CH3 doubly bonded with CH, singly bonded with CH2, and here like this. Now what will happen during the reaction? Here there is the addition of sulfur. We can write here plus sulfur. So sulfur it may be added by different ways. So where that sulfur is added? Now only we can add 32% of sulfur, maximum 32% of sulfur can be added, and it will be added in between these different bonds. Where there is a presence of unsaturation, there only the sulfur can be added. Now how the reaction will occur? So for example these are the reactants, and now we will see the products. What will happen? This double bond is being broken. So here also the double bond will be broken. So in this way those double bonds which are broken, there is a formation of free radical there, and that free radical will attach with here each other by the sulfur molecule, and in this way the sulfur is get into the different chains of rubber where there is found the unsaturation. So here also there is a addition of sulfur in between like this. So in this way the vulcanized rubber is formed. So we can say that when such type of bonds are there, here there is a such type of sulfur bands are formed like this. So from orally we can understand that when first of all there was a single chain of sulfur, here there is a formation of a more stiffen, more rigid product, and it is nothing but the vulcanized rubber. So this vulcanized rubber, what type of characteristics it is having, that now we will see. Just those drawbacks of raw rubber we have seen, that drawbacks are totally, all drawbacks are overcome by the vulcanization process. So number one, it is not plastic. It means that it is not plastic. It means that it can bear a temperature range of -40 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius. So up to the 100 degrees Celsius, this rubber can be there, or it can be, means we can say it can exist. Now second point, it is strong. That is, it means that it can bear a load of 2000 kg per square centimeter. Means it is having a very high tensile strength. So it is very strong. Now it is not having a tendency of absorption of water. Not absorb water. So it is not, it doesn't swell, or it is not having a property of absorption of water. Now fourth point, it is resistant towards polar solvents. Then it is again resistant towards the different acids like H2SO4, HNO3, like that. So it will not perish in presence of these. It is resistant towards atmospheric oxygen. It is resistant towards atmospheric oxygen. Then again, it will not swell in the different type of organic solvents. It will not swell in different organic solvent. Then again, it will not disintegrate, or it will not perish in presence of the water or different type of solvent, or by the temperature or heat. It will not show any type of effect. It is having a very high durability. It is highly durable. Means it is having a very high lifetime. Then last is, it is having a very less tackiness. Important point is that less tackiness. It means that whenever it comes in contact with the one rubber sheet comes in contact with another rubber sheet, it will not stick with each other, it will not merge in each other, it will not coalesce. So in this way, all these drawbacks of raw rubber are improved by the process of vulcanization. So this vulcanization process is very important, and those rubber which is produced by vulcanization is having the number of uses, like 30%, whenever the 30% sulfur is there, it can be used for different batteries which can be drilled, which is not having the elasticity, or very less elasticity is there. Then those rubber which is having just 1 to 3% of sulfur is used as a rubber bands, you know that. Then 3 to 5% of rubber, it can be used as a tire rubber. So like that, there are number of uses according to the percentage of sulfur. Okay, in this way the process of vulcanization of rubber is carried out. Particularly we have seen the vulcanization of natural rubber. Okay, thank you very much.